Hello, hello, hello. This is Live with Michelle Vann, where we talk about health, wealth, and spirituality. We are here with Miss Lashana. Woo!
Hey guys,
Hey, how are you?
I am doing amazing. How are you doing?
Amazing. How this week has been flying by. Um, Tell us, Coach, what it is that you do in the world.
Yeah, so I am the one you come to when you are in your head, overthinking, overanalyzing, and literally what I say, hating on yourself. You have a gift,
Mhm.
you have a passion and a purpose, but there's something in here that stops you from taking action. And as a
Mhm.
business therapist and mindset coach, I help you pinpoint what the blocks are, become self-aware that, you know what, it's actually not this, it's really this, and
Mm.
and do the deep work so you can unpack it and basically level up in life and business.
So, how did you decide that this was the space that you wanted to work in?
Yeah, so my background is mental health. I've been a therapist for the past 20 plus years. And what I realize is I'm literally just using my transferable skills as a therapist, but making my own lane for it. So business therapy is literally, I would say, the best of both worlds of mental health and making money. The difference is I'm not going into diagnosis, I'm not going into deep trauma, but I am helping them to become aware that they're bringing that past baggage into the current, and that's why they can't move forward. So, I moved to Atlanta. I seen the entrepreneurial scene, people making millions with hoodies and jeans and sneakers on
Mhm.
with no degree. And I said, oh, okay, let me run and get my LLC and haven't looked back.
As you think about that, people, wearing hoodies and jeans and no degrees.
Yeah.
As a therapist, how do you really help people get past? There's just so many things that are happening in the world right now. The economy is doing weird stuff. People are losing their jobs. DI is, kind of switching around. How do we have those conversations with people about that transition?
We got to have the space for them to feel comfortable to have it. I actually have a multi-purpose content creation studio in Marietta. What they say, that's not Atlanta, a surrounding area of Atlanta. And
Mhm.
I intentionally have small, intimate, safe spaces for those kind of conversations, which then helps them to build the courage to continue them in their platforms. And I mean, difficult conversations is something that we have learned all our lives, and now we actually have to have them
Mm.
so we can break through whatever block it is and just keep going. Because this is the thing, Dr. Michelle, life is gonna always life.
Yeah.
Like the dog is gonna dog, the wife's gonna wife, the husband's gonna husband, the kids are gonna kid, the car is gonna do what's gonna do. That does not mean that we have to succumb to the thing. And
Hmm.
that's literally why I built the brand Healing While Building. And I'm literally writing my first book because that's what we're all doing. We're healing while building.
As you say that,
Mhm.
the healing piece, what are we healing from?
That is a loaded question. It's different for everybody. And I just want to say this, healing doesn't always have to be this Tyler Perry movie or this Lifetime story.
Come on now. Come on
Okay.
now.
This is not me saying, oh, you need to heal, you need to heal, you get a car.
Yeah.
No, this is me saying that maybe you being bullied in third grade is still holding you back. Maybe it is that breakup that you had as a young adult in college that still kind of follows you into your current relationship. Or maybe it was that nine
Mm.
to five job that you had and the supervisor that you guys had a dysfunctional relationship with, and that's why you now hate men. Like in
Mm.
ways, my mom beat me or my parents was on drugs. It doesn't always have to be that. The
Yeah.
question is, what is your thing that you're working through so you can get through the healing? Because healing is not finite. It's a journey, but we're
Hmm.
all healing. Like my daughter, 22, grew up in a great home, is still going through her own healing things because she's on a spiritual journey. That is
Right.
what the universe has created for her. So I
Hmm.
don't have an answer for you. It's individualized.
Yeah, but that is an answer because I think the thing is that people are looking for a right there answer, And there's
Mhm.
not really a right there answer. There really is, it really is an adaptive challenge as we
Yeah.
really think about it. We want a technical answer. We want you to be able to come to you and you to give us, 5 steps to healing, and we go do those 5 steps and bam, everything has gone away. But that's
Yeah.
not really how life really is. And so we just really want to, really think about that. Life really isn't about a technical answer. It really is those adaptive challenges that we have ongoing every day, working, surviving, thriving, functioning to
Mhm.
live, grow, and become a better person. We
Yeah.
are live with Lashana West, and this is Live with Michelle Vann, and we will be right back. We are back. We are talking to the mindset coach, Lashana West. We were talking about how, there's just things that sometimes we don't realize that were little triggers that happened along our way that manifest much later on. Much like, I'm thinking about it's spring.
Mhm.
A seed is planted. It doesn't pop up the day it's planted.
Right.
It pops up later on. And sometimes the things that have happened in our life have been planted now, but pop up much later. As an entrepreneur, how do you help people really begin to create that blueprint for them to begin their journey? What would that look like? If I was walking into your office, what would it look like for us to sit down and start that blueprint?
Yeah, so most times people become aware of me because of my polarizing content. I'm not cutesy, very demure. It's more so this is the reason why you're really stuck, or talking about imposter syndrome. And so when I say something that pokes at that sore,
Mm,
makes them curious to say, oh, I've been struggling with that for a long time. I didn't know that it potentially came from here. Let me get curious and see what Lashana has to offer. And so I have something called a complimentary clarity call, which is a way for me and the other person to assess the dynamic and the energy of both parties.
mm-hmm,
Um, Clients should be doing their research and due diligence on who they want to work with, and the therapist, coach, whoever should also be selective in regards to who they're working with to make sure it's a good match. And I'll be honest with you, I can talk to someone for about 2 or 3 minutes and I'll know what the root cause is of what's going on, but I help them come to it on their own just by asking questions and help them to expound on it. So it's more so creating safe space for people to be vulnerable, transparent, and courageous enough to say the thing that they're really, really, really thinking in there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then we take an accountability approach, a shared accountability approach to help them unpack it, do the work, bump their head, and still give themselves grace to keep going. Because, like I said earlier in the first segment, life's going to always life, but that doesn't mean that we have to heal in silos. You can do it in tandem.
yeah. And sometimes healing looks very different from person to person.
Mhm.
Um, we don't necessarily have a box to put that healing in. I heard you say, you've said a couple of times that there is this grace, but there's also courageous conversations.
Mhm.
How do we encourage people to have courageous conversations with those that are around them?
They have to be able to have courageous conversations with self first.
That's good.
Yeah, I can't feel comfortable having a courageous conversation with you right now in this moment if I haven't been doing my own inner work to do it with myself. I can't be courageous at church, at work, as a parent, if I'm not looking myself in the mirror, being cognizant of what it is that I'm feeling, going through, and need help with. Because that's when you have that mask on, and that's literally how imposter syndrome builds. And for those who are like fuzzy on what it is, there's two things about it. Number one, it's the inner critic telling you that you're not enough, you don't belong at the table, and at
Mm-hmm.
some point, everyone's going to find out that you're a fraud. Now,
Yep.
there's a lot of people who say, oh my God, imposter syndrome does not exist. Let's just say it didn't exist, and let's just describe the behavior.
Okay.
Feeling like you're not enough, you feeling like you don't belong at the table. Regardless if you call it imposter syndrome or if you call it limiting thinking, negative thoughts, it still exists. And I kind
Mm-hmm.
of get a little annoyed because I don't know what the point of telling someone, oh, imposter syndrome doesn't exist. Let's just say I'm tired of the label.
Right.
Let's just work on the behavior. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds great because it does exist. No matter what we call it, there's many times, and this is the crazy thing about it. It actually impacts those who really are brilliant, who really
Mm,
are the best things since sliced bread. They know their stuff, high
hmm.
performers, high achievers. It impacts those type of people more than anyone.
Yeah.
And I would say because they want to be perfect, they want to be the best, but
Yeah.
they know deep down in their soul that's not realistic for you to be perfect. And that's the disconnect and the disalignment between the head and the heart.
Yeah, that is beautiful. And I think, the more we move towards these spaces of being our best, the
Mm-hmm.
more things begin to reveal to us that, maybe I still got a lot of work to do. The more that onion opens, the more
Yeah.
we reveal what's inside of there.
Yeah, I love that you said that. And I'll even add that's why it's important to not be the smartest person in the room.
That's good.
If you're the smartest person in the room and everybody's looking at you for the answer and you're the expert, you're going to continue to walk around with your shoulders high. I know everything. I'm the savior. But when you get in rooms where there's other experts in their area of expertise and everybody gets to glean and lean from each other, and you're not the smartest one in the room, you give yourself more grace and humility. I didn't say humble because if you look humble up in the dictionary, it's not a good definition. It's more so of having that humility to be open and receptive and solicit feedback and be open to the learning. So the reason why I love entrepreneurship is every single day is a learning opportunity. Like whether you're trying to figure out a funnel, your messaging, your marketing, lead generation, all the iterations, you're going to know that you don't know everything and you're going to humble yourself. I just use the word humble.
Absolutely. This is Live with Michelle Vann. We are talking to Lashana West, and we will be right back. We are back. I love the fact that at the end of our last segment, you were talking about how that, we don't necessarily need to be the smartest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be this piece in which we are open to receive and open to know that we don't know everything and we don't have all of the pieces. I was speaking to someone this morning and she was, kind of having a challenge with the person that felt like they were a self-made millionaire. And she was like, no one is self-made. We
Mm-hmm.
all need help. All of us had somebody that helped us, whether it was a parent, whether it was something. All of us have had that help. And so I like that you brought that up. I know that you offer a conference called Mompreneurs. And where did that really generate out of?
Yeah, so Iconic Mompreneur Expo generated out of me randomly serving like I always do. And I know that sounds weird,
Mm-hmm.
but I will come up with an ideal right now,
Mm-hmm.
do the work, put it in motion within hours, and do it. Not
Mm-hmm.
caring or knowing, does anybody want this? Is this going to work? I have enough confidence and courageous mentality to
Mm-hmm.
know that it's for someone else. And to be honest with you, in short, it came out of obedience.
Okay, come on
When,
now.
yeah, whenever I get an idea on the outside, it might look like, oh my God, Lashana's so busy. Lashana is doing all the things. And I might say random, but it's not random. It's
Mm-hmm.
very relevant and it's obedience. And when I do it, I assess to see how it goes. Was this helpful? Was it impactful? 99% of the time, yes, it is. And I do it again.
Yeah.
So, the one coming up May 29th is our third one
Mm-hmm.
because it was so impactful. You were a speaker at the last two.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, my goal, and that's why I do what I do, is for more people to be courageous and obedient and not worry about the end result or the aftermath or who's going to pay. Do they really want it? The question is, do you really want it?
Ooh, that's good.
And
You really want it.
do you really want to do the work?
Come on now. Because how many times we had this conversation last night at Bible class that
Mm-hmm.
many times we ask God for confirmation because we really don't want to do it. we really don't want to do the work. We really don't want to do all those things. And so we say, God, make this happen, and then it happens, and we're like, okay, that was a fluke. Make this happen. Because we really don't want it.
Yeah.
And often in business, we're the same way. We are the people that mess us up the most.
Most definitely. We are our own worst critic. Many times when I'm working with clients and they say, da 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 da, I say, well, who told you that? No one. Who made that up? I did. So you have no supporting data. And that's when you have to assess feelings versus facts.
Woo! Come on, that was good.
You gonna stop me or we keep what we doing? And so feelings versus facts. Feelings matter. I don't feel equipped. I don't feel like they want it. I don't feel like people will pay. Facts need supporting data and evidence. Facts will tell you you're more than equipped. You have the degrees, you have the accolades, you have the experience. You have people who are seeking it out. So you're the one self-sabotaging, going on your feelings versus the facts. And once you clear that up, you'll be more empathetic to the feelings, but you'll follow the facts because the facts already show you that there's a roadmap.
Yes, yes. And I think when we start to really look at how do we really begin to look at those facts? Because often we are so in our feelings that our eyes are blinded to what really is.
Facts. Totally.
So mompreneurs, iconic mompreneurs is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's free.
What will the people be getting? What will they hear from that?
Oh my God. So the reason why I love iconic mompreneurs is because we're all iconic. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a mompreneur, every single woman in the world is iconic in their own way. And it really just leans in and leverages femininity, motherhood, and not just the hustle, but the healing. And so we have an array of different speakers. And the overall theme is personal development, self-love, self-worth, mental health, mindset, and all the good stuff that we love. The reason why we're sitting here having this transformational conversation. So a variety of blessings, networking opportunity. It's virtual, it's free. And the link will be ready next week for you guys to go ahead and sign up.
Yes. And we want you to be there. We want you to be in that room because even though you may say, oh, I'm not a mompreneur, or oh, I don't do entrepreneurship. I'm not in business, but there's going to be some nuggets dropped because it is mental health month. We are looking at mental health. We are talking about mental health, and we're going to talk just a little bit more. We got one more segment and we will be right back. All right. We have been chatting about mindset. We've been chatting about mental health. We've been chatting about how do we push through. There are so many obstacles. Life can throw you so many things, but it really is about the mindset. Mm-hmm. How do I choose to look at it? Do I choose to, take these obstacles that have been placed in front of me and use them as stair steps to get to where I want to go? Or do I choose to take them and lay down with them? And I have watched you take some lemons and make some beautiful spicy looking lemonade. So if people are trying to connect with you, mm-hmm. what are some services that they might want to connect with you for?
Yeah, so I'll start with them pre-ordering my new book. It's called Healing While Building: How to Break Through the Mindset Blocks That Are Holding You Back Without Shrinking. It's literally for pre-order right now. And the reason why I say I'll start there is because my framework, how to build your own resiliency story, and also just all the things that I do and serve with my one-on-one coaching, group coaching when I speak, will be packaged in this tangible, what I call resiliency resource. And so I would pre-order that at healingwhilebuildingbook.com. And then also if you're like, okay, the book is cute, okay, I love it, but I want to get a deep, deep personalized transformation where you could literally understand me and my story, then you should book a complimentary clarity call with me so we could see, how we could potentially work together. In addition to that, I have a Healing While Building Summit that I hope you are going to come to in Atlanta October 18th and 19th. Think of small, intimate family reunion, business building, and Enola
Mm.
Van Zant fix my life.
Smash them all together.
Yeah, that's basically what that is. It's at my event space at Pop Up and Create. And yeah, I'm just super excited. This goes to 4 years since I've been clean from corporate, is how I stated.
Been delivered.
Yeah, has it been a smooth ride? It's been up and down roller coasters, but if I had to do it again, I definitely would have because it really lets you know that you've been her, you've been him, you've been
Mm.
able to do it. And and the reason why I say that is because when we think of some of the roughest, toughest things we've already been through in life,
Yeah.
adversity, maybe unresolved childhood trauma, all the things, then what you're currently going through now is peanuts.
Come on now.
Okay. But we amplify what we're going through now. Like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I can't do it. Well, what do you mean when you've already been able to do back in the day? Remember who
Yeah.
you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. And so
Yeah.
I'm just like that voice of reason, that reminder that you already got the juice. Now you just got to do is pour it. Oh,
Yeah. 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 And so if and just because Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday, if I am this woman, what would you say to moms right now? I'm on the fence. What should I do? I've been laid off my job. Um, what would be the nugget that you could give them to say, hey, this is something to
yeah.
build on?
Yeah. It sounds like you want me to really, really talk to the woman who's struggling, who doesn't really have a lot of hope and they need that glimpse of something. I would say lean into your inner child and be creative and have fun again and give
Mm.
yourself enough gumption to dream again, to see what it is that you truly want to become. Because when we're in that rocky area, that all that is a reminder that it's time to keep rocking and rock yourself out of the nest that you were in.
Ooh, good, good, good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because comfort zone is the danger zone.
Yeah.
And sometimes God will push us out of that comfort zone and push us to the unknown because we've been playing too safe and we're not executing and activating our gifts.
Yeah.
So I would say it's time for you to go have fun, explore, ask for help,
Mm-hmm.
and invest in yourself. That doesn't always mean money. Sometimes that's time and energy.
Say that.
Okay? This is not about making money. The entrepreneurship is not about making money, y'all. If it was, none of us will be doing it because the money comes and goes. It's not a
Okay.
consistent thing until you've literally been in the game 20, 30 years. And some people been in the game 20, 30 years and still are not making the money that they want to make. It is
Right.
about alignment, purpose, and you being obedient instead of being scared and letting fear dictate your actions.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And as we really think about that, as our time comes to a close, um, it really is about that action. Will
Mhm.
you be obedient and will you take action?
Yep.
Um, those it's very often that we are not moving because we are allowing our fear to take over.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us anything else that you would love for us to know. We've got just a few more seconds to go. Anything else that you would love for people to know and where they can connect with you, socials or
Yeah,
um,
sure.
where you at?
Yeah, you can find me on all things at Lashana West. That's my first and last name. Again, pre-order the book Healing While Building. That's at healingwhilebuildingbook.com. And then lastly, if you want to book a complimentary clarity call to talk to me, not my team, not an AI assistant, me in the flesh, you can literally just go to my website, misswestcreativecoach.com, or DM the word breakthrough on Instagram, and that's at Lashana West. I also want to thank you for having me on today, because I think that these kind of conversations that are not scripted, that literally flow, that's where the real magic happens. And I can't wait to come back and chat.
Absolutely. And how do they get the iconic mompreneur? Where are they going to be able to connect with that?
Yes, that will be on all my socials. Next week is when we drop the link for your free ticket. and that will start on Monday. So just make sure to follow me, and we'll make sure that you get your free spot.
Absolutely. And we want people to be there. We want you to make sure that you sign up, make sure that you, like her on socials. I, you know, it, One of the things that happened during COVID, and we always, well, COVID was bad, COVID, blah, blah, blah. I
Mhm.
believe that COVID was an amazing time because the world became flat and we were able to meet people through social media that we would have never met. And so I appreciate you taking me in and letting me be a little sister and hang out. And
Girl, I think I'm your little sister. What you
you
talking?
probably are. You probably are.
Yeah, and you live in the Midwest, yes?
Yes,
Kansas City.
we're in Wichita.
Wichita. Okay, got you. Well, I grew up in Topeka, Kansas.
Yes.
So, again, I love everything that you're doing live with Michelle Vann. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right. This is Live with Michelle Vann, where we talk about health, wealth, and spirituality. And guess what? We love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. And we will see you next week.
Bye.